Hey, hey. Today is Monday. Um, whew, it's been a long day today. I just feel exhausted today. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Anyway, um, yesterday I didn't really work out, but I went to the gym just for my walk, and I there was a scale there. I haven't weighed myself in years, and there was a scale, and curiosity got the best of me, and I got onto it, and it said a number that years ago I would have been beside myself. I would have started dieting already. I would have started, questioning myself and asking myself, what the hell am I eating? Why the hell am I weigh so much? Why the hell do I weigh so much? But the scale said 158 pounds. And I was like, really? First I was like, okay, what's happening? And then I was in the gym, so I happened to look at myself in the mirror, and I genuinely was in love with the way that I look. I I honestly thought, listen, some parts of my body needs work. I know that, and I actually know exactly why is it that I'm at that number. I I'm so in tune with myself that I know when I'm overeating. I know when I don't drink enough water. I know when I'm not doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing because my body tells me, it responds so quickly to say, okay, I feel sluggish most of the time. I feel tired most of the time, and I don't feel like doing anything. But I'm so in tune with myself that now I know how to get myself to get up and go. And so I overcome the whole sluggishness and being tired and feeling like I don't want to do anything. And so when the scale said 158 pounds, I said it's 158 pounds of mostly muscle. And I can't believe I did it. I cannot believe well, I mean, it's not perfect, but I honestly have achieved one of those things that you see online. The girls have the before and after, pictures, and they can tell you that they do those the scales that can measure, how much muscle you've gained and how much water you hold and bone density and all that. I don't have that. The scale that I had, just show me the number. But I looked at the mirror and I said, yeah, I like her. Listen, give me that number anytime in this format because I loved, when I tell you loved what I saw, even the things that I thought, okay, I need to work on that so I can, have a little abs or something. But I didn't hate that at all. Honestly, the scale did not represent anything that it used to hold before. It's completely different now. And that I can positively say that it's because I know better. Honestly, information is the one thing that can change anybody's life. Information will not change your circumstances, but it will change the way you look at your circumstances. For many years, I've been so ignorant about knowing things, at least knowing things that I didn't think were important to me. When I worked before, I never joined the gym. I was never the kind of person who would even watch a workout video on YouTube. I was never the kind of person who was interested in anything about wellness at all. It took these past 7 years for me to be in tune with my wellness. Of course, it also took the likes of COVID. Um, but I think, especially with COVID, it made me, because during COVID, everybody was listening to news on the radio, watching news on TV, and seeing videos online or whatever. I intentionally did not want to listen to what people were saying about this COVID thing. I didn't want to know about the news stories about, oh, it does this today, tomorrow it does that. I didn't want to know anything about that. I understood that COVID was something that we did not know before, and when we didn't know it, we didn't have all the facts about it. So anybody who came out and all of a sudden became use the fact that they are a doctor, or they have a PhD, or they worked in the medical field before, they have some sort of information about this. I thought that was cat. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous, and I never listened to those kind of people. And that saved me, even when I had COVID myself, because I contracted COVID myself. The symptoms were very mild, completely mild, because I was concentrating on making sure that my immune system was strong. But that also had a lot to do with, I wasn't listening to who says what and who does that and who died today and how badly did they die. I didn't listen to any of those things. Negativity, I just cut it off. And I said, COVID is like any other disease. My immune system will adjust to it and it will be fine. And it was fine. Anyway, the point is that I am at a point in my life. It has taken this 7 years of not being employed to be able to get my wellness together. Even if I do get a job someday, and I know maybe it's a kind of a job that takes me away from my routines, I'm I can I can say that I am solid in my routine. I can, first of all, it's not complicated. It's very simple, and it doesn't require me to go to a gym or anything like that. I can manage my wellness now, regardless of where I am or what's available to me, and that is an achievement for myself. Honestly, it is. It's the smallest thing in the world, but to me, it's it's big. It's really really big. Talking about these 7 years and what has happened to me and what I have learned and gained in the absence of a job has made me to look at my life and see the positive things that I've gained and how I have changed personally. I mean, mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm a complete new person, and I love this version of myself. And the other day I was thinking, if I had a choice of being unemployed for 7 years and to feel this way, or to feel this way, and to know the things that I know, to see myself in a different way, everything that I am today, would I make a choice to be unemployed for 7 years? I guess no. I wouldn't have taken an opportunity to be unemployed for 7 years. And that has nothing to do with I would have lost everything that I had, or I wouldn't have the money to live the life that I've imagined that I would live. It would be because I would not have the information and the knowledge that I have right now to make a decision. You know what I mean? I would have made a decision based on what I knew then. And based on what I knew then, I would have said absolutely no. But knowing what I know today, I would say yes. Yes. I would say yes. Because I walked into this 7 years without knowing how my life was going to turn out, without knowing how where provision is going to come from, without knowing anything. I found myself here and it worked. It didn't look like anything that I would have planned, anything that I would have desired, but it's something that actually worked. It was actually perfect for where I needed to be. So the idea that we don't get to know what our life is going to be is a gift on its own, because left to our devices, we will never make decisions that would ever move us forward. I think most of us will make decisions that keeps us in one place, and humanity will never go anywhere. That's my opinion. And that's my Monday TED Talk. Ciao.